Advanced Algebra Mastery Quiz number 9. In this mastery quiz, we're going to use synthetic division, or if you prefer, long division of polynomials to complete the following division problem. After we're done, we're then going to list the 0 and the other two zeros of the original polynomial. Remember, the zeros are also the solutions. All right, I'm going to start off with the synthetic division first. That is the method I prefer, but then I will also show the long division. All right, so remember how this works, ladies and gentlemen. Draw your little half box or half rectangle and put in your coefficients. So your first coefficient is 2. Your second coefficient is 7. Your third coefficient is negative 14, and then the last one is negative 40. Now, we're dividing by x plus 4, so we need to change that to a 0. So what would make x plus 4 equal 0? Okay, hopefully you can do that in your head. That would be negative 4. So that is what we're going to put on the outside, negative 4. Okay, so we already have one of the solutions. That would be this solution right there, or the 0. All right, bring down the 2. Okay, multiply. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Okay, add those two together. We've got 7 and negative 8. That makes negative 1. Multiply again, negative 4 and negative 1. That will give us 4. Write that underneath the negative 14. Add those together. That'll give us negative 10. And finally, negative 4 times negative 10 will give us 40. Add those two together, we get 0. That is what we want. If we don't end up with a 0 there, this problem is going to be a bit more complicated. So we end up with 0. Now we can rewrite this 2x squared minus 1x minus 10. All right, so now we've been factoring that for quite a while, so we're going to factor this. So we want to break that into two binomials. Now, I'm going to use the box method to factor this. Okay, remember the box method? If you don't, you're learning something new today. Put the 2x squared here. Put the negative 10 in the bottom right-hand corner. Remember, multiply these two together. That gives you negative 20. Now, we want to find factors of negative 20 that add up to negative 1, which is the middle term. Okay, hopefully that's not too difficult to figure out. That would be negative 5 and 4. Negative 5 times 4 is negative 20, and negative 5 plus 4 is negative 1. Now, take those two and put them in the other two corners and put the x on it. So negative 5x and 4x. Okay, now, look at the top two boxes. What's the GCF? Okay, 2x. Look at the bottom two boxes, keeping the sign closest to the edge. That would be negative 5. The left two boxes, the GCF is x, and the right two boxes, the GCF is 2. All right, now we have our two factors, or two binomials. We've got 2x minus 5, and we have x plus 2. Now, we got to go one more step. What are the zeros? Again, ask yourself, what makes 2x minus 5 equal 0? Okay, again, the two-step equation. You should get x equals positive 5 over 2. That's another solution, or another 0. And then again, x plus 2. What will make that equal 0? That would be x equals negative 2. There's the other 0. So, your solutions, or your zeros to this problem. X equals the negative 4. Don't forget about that one. X equals 5 over 2. And x equals negative 2. Again, those are the zeros, also known as the solutions. Now, if you want to do the long division on that, okay, then we make our little half rectangle like that, and then put in the whole thing. 2x cubed plus 7x squared minus 14x minus 40, and we're dividing by x plus 4. Okay, so now you have to ask yourself, x, how does x go into 2x cubed? Okay, what times x will give us 2x cubed? Okay, think about it. That would be 2x squared. Now remember, when you're writing this out, write it above the 7x squared. You want to keep the exponents lined up. Now multiply. Okay, 2x squared times x is 2x cubed. 2x squared times 4 would be plus 8x. Whoops. Let me fix that. Okay, that would be 8x squared. Now, we're going to subtract. Now, when we subtract, you remember to change the sign. So this is going to become a negative or a minus 2x cubed, and this is going to become a minus 8x squared or negative 8x squared. We want to change the signs because we want this to cancel. Add these two together now, and we get negative 1x squared. Okay, bring down the next term, negative 14x. Again, x goes into negative x squared. Okay, think about what we'd multiply to get that. That would simply be negative 1x. Again, write that above the negative 14x. Multiply that, so then we'd have negative 1x squared minus 4x. But again, we're going to subtract. Now when we subtract, remember you're changing the sign. So this is going to become a minus a negative. That's going to become a plus. And also here, that minus a negative would become a plus. These cancel, and we're left with negative 10x. Okay, again, one more time. Bring down this negative 40, or minus 40. And x goes into negative 10x. Okay, minus 10. So multiply that together, negative 10x. Negative 10 times 4 is negative 40. Again, you're subtracting, so switch your signs, and you end up with 0. Okay, then you can do it exactly the same way as I previously did. I'm not going to go through all of that again. You'll need to factor this. And again, that gives you 2x minus 5 times x plus 2. Okay? So you get the exact same result no matter which method you use. All right, good luck.